Hey everybody, I'm back with my latest miniatures. I have the Kobold Dragon Shields and the Duergar Guard in this video. And so I'll show some stills of the progression like I normally do at the end, but these are continuing in my Wrath of Ashardalon painting. And I'll just kind of focus in on the kobolds first, which I did first. And so I'll do a bit of a close-up of one of them. There we go. And so just do a spin around. So on this one, I use lead belcher for the metal and then metal effects here, and then null and oil. Except for the sword, I actually use a combination of black and Vallejo's metal. What do they call it? They call it a metal medium. And so that's my first time really experimenting with that, and I did that on the Duergars as well. I'll point that out. I used it a bit more on them. But I wanted to create just a slightly different metal look to here. I mean, it is still fairly similar, but if you look at it up close, it's darker where I used the black and the metal medium. Just didn't want it to be the same color. I did do quick shade on this model. There's a combination of, let's see. Well, I used quick shade and then I did a dry brush as well, you know, with various paints over the shield and the kobold itself. So I'll show the progression as I said, but that's him. And let's see, for the dragon shield, that's this guy here. I know he looks dark, but really as an evil dwarf, and I researched these guys a little bit because, as I mentioned, it's been a while since I played D&D, and when I first got this set, I didn't know who these guys were, but then when I started, looked at the name and read up on them, it came back to me because it's been so many years since I've played. But these are the evil dwarves, and they really are meant to dress sort of non-flashy, you know, like they consciously choose just sort of stuff that isn't too flashy, and they're in the dark, and you know, and all of that. And so what I ended up doing is I did black with metal medium for the interior chainmail and the shield. And so if you see, this is a black, but it's got a shine to it, a bit of a shine. And I used lead belcher for the actual plates themselves. The finish on it then is null and oil, and then I did some dry brushing with light gray in certain areas, and so particularly on the head and in the beard it's a light gray, and then I highlighted with some dry brushing the actual cloak at the top. But this is a combination of null and oil, essentially. Otherwise I airbrushed the model a dark gray as well, and you'll see that in the stills where I show the paints that I used, but that's the base color was a dark gray, you know, for the whole model. Of course, I did some wood and things for the hammer. I did some highlighting on the warhammer itself on the bottom to give it sort of a stone kind of look. So yeah, so hope you guys like it. I enjoyed doing this. I'll be honest, for you guys that are watching my channel, after doing a lot of Eldar, I didn't really get an opportunity to work with much metallic paint. You know, my Warhammer Eldar army, and I really enjoyed mixing my own to make the black there, and then also working with the lead belcher for these two models. The metallic paints are fun to paint with. They're really cool, and so I know that they're used quite often, in miniature painting, but because of the Eldar and the fact that it's typically a non-metallic metal, that's used. I haven't had the opportunity to paint with as many metallics lately. So, okay, well, thanks everybody, and here's the stills of the progression of the models.